We're here at the Louisiana Music Educators Association Annual Conference and All-State Concert Events. And we have Dr. Damon Talley, the Director of Bands from Louisiana State University with us today. Very glad that you stopped by, Dr. Talley. We've been asking folks like what moments in life and what people, if you have them, that inspired you to love music, appreciate music, and maybe become a music educator?
Oh, sure. Well, when I was young, I took piano from an wonderful old lady pianist, and she was terrific and got me going. But, I sang a lot. I was in musical theater productions and that kind of stuff, so I kind of always had a love for it. But then, middle school, elementary and middle school band kind of got me going. And then my high school band director, who I still stay in touch with to this day, great friend, Tim Sable, really opened my eyes to a lot of things. I like high school band does to a lot of students.
Sure.
And showed me opportunities that were out there and encouraged me to do them. And what I've told him this many times, and I try to be the same in my education. It wasn't just about him trying to build a really good band. It was trying to provide opportunities for students to do things to better themselves. So he would tell me about this summer program that was going on. You should try for this, or you should do for this, or you should audition for this thing. And so he opened my eyes up to a wide number of things. And one of those honor bands is when I met the college professor who I would follow after that. And, from there, everything just sort of opened up because I love music. But that one sort of key figure as a band director that didn't say this is how you do it. Of course he said that, and discipline and all that, but the kind of caring that said, look at these things, go try to do these things. And so I went to Interlochen, I went to Brevard and all those kinds of summer programs because he said you should do these things.
No one ever gives you the perfect roadmap,
right now,
but they set the inspiration and the care in your heart and in your mind how to go forward.
Right.
And then you take it from there.
Yeah, that's right. And when I think back to him now as an educator, I remember the summer that I was going to Interlochen, and he had recommended that I go. And the problem for him, if I were just thinking as a band director, I was going to miss all of summer band, and I was going to be the section leader, and here I am not going to be here. And I think a lot of directors would say, well, I'm sorry, you've got to be here because they're focusing on their band, which is natural.
Right, sure.
But he said, no, you got to go do that. You be back when you get back.
Yeah, and be here when you get back.
Yeah, I've kind of carried that, thinking, okay, what can I do if we can make the kids in front of us richer and better, then that makes everything better.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a lesson from him early on.
That's an incredible lesson that the world needs to hear, and I hope they do hear it through this message. Yeah. So, certainly not fast forwarding anything, but let's get to your work here. You're the director of bands at Louisiana State University, which encompasses the amazing ensembles, of course, everything that goes with that. The Tiger Band, of course. What does the world see? The Tiger Band, and you have amazing directors that handle that. How do you guys? Promote's not the right word; it promotes itself. But how does it feel to be around the excitement of all of that work?
Sure. Well, I mean, the Tiger Band as an organization is really terrific.
Sure.
And sort of my role is to make sure that they have the very best musicians and directors in front of them.
Absolutely.
At all times. So I try to hire great people to do that. But the sort of the underneath part of all of that is looking 5 and 10 years down the road to make sure that we have the funding that we need, to make sure that we are able to draw students not just from this state but from other states.
Sure.
To make sure that we're looking, right now, you would never think that NIL is a thing, but it's something that we're having to talk about. I mean, so
it's in the conversation.
Yeah, it's all of the things that I don't want for the director of Tiger Band to have to spend their time on. Right. I want them to spend their time teaching students and doing great work.
Right.
So they do that, and I'll take care of the rest of it. Now, if I didn't get a chance to conduct musicians that were really terrific every day, I wouldn't want to do that because that would just be administration.
Otherwise, you just signing things. Yeah, no, we don't want to do that.
But it's the way we have it set up is good. I'm able to do the things I'm able to do.
Absolutely. And it's absolutely incredible. Everyone follows it. But your ensembles, your concert ensembles, fabulous work. Your group. Tell us about your plans. What's going on? Anything major on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean we've always kind of got something planned. We're doing a couple of world premieres this year that we've commissioned. There's a couple of recording projects with the wind ensemble that are ongoing. We're just releasing 2 new recordings this year, 2 brand new premieres of a bassoon concerto and of a viola concerto that we commissioned.
Fantastic.
And it's a great group of students, and we just continue to push that group to be the premier group that we have.
Right.
And we'll I don't know if we're going to apply for the next national convention or wait for the one after that, but we're talking about some European tours at some point in the future too. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, we're just trying to continue to do the things that we should be doing.
Well, it's great to know that you and the staff that you have is always on the horizon and thinking ahead. That's very impressive.
That's why we have a good team like that.
Yeah,
I mean, we really do.
Absolutely.
And our students deserve it. So.
But that's what keeps you current. But that's also what keeps students coming to your campus and joining your programs. Is like what you're doing and what the future is about.
I think so. And we just hope that any student who comes to LSU comes. It's a special place, and it's for a lot of people, but it's not for everybody. And so I always tend to think we want to put out there what we do, and this is who we are, and this is the kind of music we make. And if this resonates with you, come and join us, and that's great. And we want to make that, and also we want to try to give back as much as we can to all teachers in public schools. I mean, we do complimentary tickets. We invite people. We have honor bands, this kind of thing. Because we really feel strongly, and since I've got here 10 years ago, I really feel strongly that the more we can give to the public schools, the better everything will continue to get. And that's what we're really interested in. I mean, as the flagship of the state, we really feel a great responsibility to continue to help the state out.
And we certainly appreciate that.
Yeah.
And speaking of your work with public schools and schools in general, we talked a little bit off the record a while ago about what administrators in schools and districts can do, and the importance of music from elementary, middle to high, all the way through. So what is your message to administration?
Yeah, I think the continuity, as you said, elementary, middle, and high school, whether it's choir, band, orchestra, I think that continuity is so incredibly important. And just like I talked about my high school band director, the person who's standing in front of those students at the most formidable time in their lives is crucial. And we can't just fill a spot with someone. We have to be plugged into who's coming out of where in terms of education. Are we drawing the right educators? Are we paying them enough to stay?
Sure.
And
sure.
Then are we looking at a process that says, okay, we're going to have this person at the middle school, we're going to have this person at the high school, here's how we're going to help. If we have, I've seen too many times high schools with so many kids in one director because we don't have the resource for a second one. We've got to find the resource for a second one. The kids deserve that. The kids deserve great educators in front of them. And I know it's, in many other states where I've taught, to have a fine arts specialist in every county or district or parish or, wherever it is has happened for a long, long time, and it's not been the case here. So I think the more that we can move toward that, and the more that we can move toward someone knowing what the quality is. I mean, the principal of a school has so many things on their plate. They don't necessarily know the trajectory of, okay, this orchestra director will be the best person for your school next. But a music specialist will know that. And so hopefully we can get that into the right hands.
Able to guide them in that direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or even if it's not every parish, maybe it's every region or every district, there is one.
Sure.
That will then at least understand, okay, let me advise this principal about it. Okay, so the principal of whatever school, send me all of the resumes that people have, and let me look through them and help guide you. Because you're not a musician, you don't know.
Some of the old hats, we were sitting around with some of the greats of LMEA and great band directors, 30, 40 plus years, 25 plus years. Yep. And sitting around, and the common thread is, just finding the right person for the right job. Don't just give someone a job, pull them out of another classroom and put them in the music room, but find the right fit. Reach out, seek help.
Absolutely.
Guidance, because there are some great people out there who can grow programs.
Yeah, and I don't think you'll find very, very few people who are successful and love music. Go back to the very first thing you asked me, who didn't have that person at the very beginning of their time who pushed them in the right direction, and that person didn't just happen by accident. Right. Very few people make a life in music by accident. Right. They don't end up working all these hours by accident. There's somebody somewhere that sets that life.
That set that inspiration.
Yeah, so we got to keep trying to find the right person to do that.
Well, Dr. Talley, thanks for stopping by today, and we wish you well at Louisiana State University, and go Tigers.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. All right.